Hello everyone, in this video I'm very excited to share with you my real IELTS essays that got me band 8 in the real IELTS exam. For today I'll be sharing two main things. One is the task 1 prompt and my task 1 essay. Two is the task 2 prompt and my task 2 essay. However, for the time being, I won't be analyzing these essays today. That will be done in my future videos, so don't forget to hit subscribe for future updates. And the reason why I'm very excited to share this video today is because I think it will be very helpful to look at the real Band 8 essays with someone who actually wrote these essays themselves during the exam. I know there are a lot of Band 8 and 9 sample essays and real essays out there, but they're usually reviewed by a professional. And I'm not a professional, I'm just a fellow test taker. So hopefully this video will also inspire you to believe in yourself to do a great job in the writing test. Alright, without any further ado, let's get to it. I took the IELTS general training, so my task 1 essay is about writing a letter. And here's the prompt that I received during the test. Write a letter to a festival or event manager who is seeking volunteers for this year's event. You are interested in helping. Write 150 words. Talk about what you think about last year's event, what you can help with this year. Ask some questions to the manager about this year's event. Also, just a quick disclaimer here, because some of you might be wondering, but Bettina, I don't actually believe that you remember what you wrote in the exam, do you? So let me tell you that right after I finished my IELTS test, the first thing that I did when I came home was to write down my task 1 and task 2 essays, because 1, I wanted ChatGPT to score my essays, and 2, I knew then that I was gonna make YouTube videos about my essays regardless of the score that I got. So yeah, I would say I remember roughly 95% of what I wrote in the test. Now, before I reveal my writing, I want you to pause this video and try to respond to this prompt with your own version of task 1 essay. And I think it's a really good practice, and then you can compare it with mine later on. Okay, and here's my essay. Dear Sir or Madam, I am writing to express my interest in assisting with the Cambodian New Year Festival 2025 at Oambel High School. I have some creative ideas and suggestions that could potentially further engage and create more participation and inclusivity this year. Last year's celebration overall was well organized and successful. In particular, I found the booklet and the volunteer guides to be very helpful in navigating the booths. However, I also took notes of some areas of improvement for this year's celebration. Firstly, I can design digital flyers to promote the event on social media platforms such as Instagram and Facebook. This should increase the number of both the booth organizers and participants by at least 30% from the recent study that I read. Secondly, I would like to help in organizing the food booths by providing more inclusive diets such as veganism, vegetarianism, and offering more options for those allergic to nuts. This was lacking last year. In order to ensure correct information, I would like to clarify some questions. Are children under 18 allowed to show up at the event independently? Also, will identification cards be required for entry? This information will be included in the online flyer. I look forward to making this year's celebration the best one to date. Thank you so much for the initiative and for allowing the locals to make a difference to the community. Yours sincerely, my name. Okay, that's my task 1 essay in case you want to pause and reread it. Okay, now let's move on to the task 2 essay. Regardless of what you take in the IELTS, either general training or academic, for the task 2 essay, it's the same for both tests. And here's the task 2 prompt that I got during my IELTS test. Some people think dangerous sports should be banned. Do you agree or disagree? Give reasons and relevant examples and experiences. Write 250 words. Again, I encourage you to pause this and practice writing on your own first before taking a look at my essay. Alright, and here's my task 2 essay. The increasing ease in access to information has opened more eyes to the potential enjoyment of extreme sports. One view believes that such sports should be prohibited, while others believe that they deserve the freedom to live their lives. I personally concur with the latter opinion due to multiple reasons. Despite being a non-sportive person myself, I advocate extensively for the sense of adventure, trying new things, and living life to the fullest. These personal values had encouraged me to try something new and therefore inadvertently enjoy extreme sport. For instance, I had learned to ski during my 3 years relocation to Colorado, mainly to make friends due to the sport's popularity at the Mile High City and in the Rocky States. Even though being deemed a dangerous hobby, I made a commitment to ski every weekend, progressed from green runs to moguls, and injured a toe while attempting to do a big jump at the park. This sport has given me a great sense of fulfillment as well as an insane amount of adrenaline rush. Also, I have a much better physical and mental health. For these reasons, I believe each individual should have the option to do any sport. In contrast, I agree with the opposing view to an extent. I believe extreme sports should have strict rules. At ski resorts, multiple deaths have been reported from immediate impacts. Therefore, there should be indicative warning signs that people should attempt it at their own risk. In addition, the free solo at El Capitan Slope at Yosemite National Park should be restricted to only professional rock climbers, and park permits should be requested in advance to ensure safety and awareness. In conclusion, I truly believe that all people should have the freedom to do any sport, even the dangerous ones, if proper caution and guidance are followed. After all, we only have one life. It would be wasted to not live it to the fullest. And that's my task 2 essay, in case you want to pause and reread it. So the 2 essays that I just shared with you are the raw versions of what I actually wrote during the exam from what I remember. What this means is that the essays were not polished in any way. So there are still grammatical mistakes, misspellings, and imperfect sentence structures. So you should look at what I shared with you just now as a reference to what a real Band 8 essay looked like, rather than use it as a tool to learn grammar. And I just want to say that I'm very, very proud of my task 2 essay because I embedded a lot of my personal values in there. Right after I finished my writing test, I knew I did well, but I actually didn't expect to get a Band 8 on the writing section. I thought I would get like a 6 or a 7. So yeah, I really hope that you find this video helpful. Again, I'll be doing a full analysis of these essays in my future videos, so don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss them. And if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!